Coach, well, it's good to be here inside the Cardinal Playbook. Coming off a loss and a tough loss. Let's not, for anybody, any of the Cardinal fans that are listening, and I thought about what we're going to talk about on the way up here. But I've had a few 1-9s myself, so you let that one go, right? Just let move on to the next one.
Yeah. You have no choice, and there was still some good things.
Oh, absolutely. I thought defensively.
Yeah, they did. They played well. That team was averaging over 40 points a game,
right?
And we gave them 13 offensively off of turnovers, but they scored once and kicked a couple field goals against our defense, and that was it. So I thought there was a little bit of a slow start to begin with them, but then I thought they rose up and played really solid.
Your red zone defense was good.
Mm-hmm, absolutely was, and we didn't. I don't recall a deep ball.
No.
Deep ball, and that's what they've been.
Well, I thought the corners, like I said, I've seen great improvement on the corners. One other thing we were talking about on the corners, we got hurt on the hitch and the quick outs and stuff like that early in the year. Whenever they needed a first down, we talked about that. The guys are really playing aggressive. All the guys you've put in corner, Taylor, Mike, Ward, all of them. They've done a good job of attacking that particularly, and everybody's running the slot screens, wide out screen, you name it.
Yeah. Very, very happy with the way they've come along, and it's confidence.
Yes, it is.
That's a position that you got to have a lot of confidence.
It's just like playing
short
quarterback.
Memory, no doubt. You have to have a short memory and
go to the next play. Just like I said, you played 5 and you still got 5 to play. Yeah, that's all you can do. Then you deal with the present, not the past.
Yep. And so they've done some really good things. We've seen a lot of consistency out of our defensive line, which is good, and rotating some people.
Yeah, you're playing a lot of guys.
Yeah, and so that's nice. The linebacker play is getting more consistent. So there's a lot of good things happening.
You bet.
Again, but we look at the paper and we're like,
fair catch call. All right, we get reprimanded a little bit in some of the stuff we do, but we neither one saw the fair catch early, and it was a kind of a pivotal time of the game when you really think about it. Maybe for the fans, and I'm not going to ridicule the officials here. I'm not going to do that. That's not what the point. My point is, educate us on what the rule is for a fair catch.
Yeah, if you signal a fair catch and then proceed to run afterwards, then it's a penalty.
Right.
Okay, but that is if you are visible. Fair catch signal way above the head, and in that instance it didn't happen. But it was not just blown dead, but then also penalized for something that didn't happen. But you have to overcome those things. And
so back again to the actual technical part for anybody who might be listening as a fan. It has to be, and that's what we thought. A for sure signal that it's a fair catch with your arms up, waving.
Yeah,
that hasn't changed at all.
Hasn't changed a bit. And there's been some times throughout my career you've seen those guys that try to be a little deceptive and do that and thinking they're going to back up.
We've both seen it.
Yeah, and but it's clearly
the same.
And yes, if you're going to make that call, then there was definite. He'd signal for a fair catch, caught the ball, and then started to run.
Right. Okay. Offensively, we had some opportunities. We had some situations where we had people open and we didn't hit them. We had trouble running the football. Let's talk realistically. Where are we offensively?
Yeah. That was it was difficult. I liken it to a story that happened the week before after coming back from McKendree, that we had the wheels on our trailer, our equipment trailer, came off. One of them literally came off, and so they had someone out there and they put it back on. And they came home, and Saturday we hit a little situation like that offensively. We just didn't produce and weren't productive and didn't fire. And so what do? You put the wheels back on it and you go.
Well, absolutely. And that goes right back to how I opened the show. You really do have to get it in the kids' minds right that, hey, that was yesterday, this is today. Mm-hmm. Our homecoming's coming up. We've got an opportunity. Quite frankly, I thought that we got beat, and not making excuses, but we can easily, as far as competition level, don't you feel we could easily be 4-1 instead of 0-5?
Yeah, I do, and that's we an entire staff believes that, and the ones that need to believe it, is
it's people with the helmets on.
Yeah, and we're going to keep telling them. You know, hey, we're much better. A record doesn't define us, and we're a much better football team. But we got to continue to grow, and we got to believe, and it's a confidence thing. You win a game, you get a little confidence.
Right.
You make a big play at cornerback, and or they don't get it. You get a little confidence, and so we just got to keep finding that and move forward, and eventually it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, good teams and great teams make their own breaks, and that's kind of instead of thinking, oh, here we go again, that's when somebody's got to rise up. And I talk about it all the time. You're either going to be like the hammer or the nail. Man, you've had that discussion, and that's pretty much a life's lesson that you're trying to teach.
It's a growth mindset in any endeavor. Whether when you graduate and you get out in the real world, you have a family and whatnot, you're going to hit all kinds of adversity throughout your life. Well, what's your response going to be to that? And we talk about that all the time. And on the standard board, it's I will have a growth mindset, and so that's what we got to have. I mean, we got to learn something from that. And especially how it felt,
right?
Because when it involves a ball, it's supposed to be fun, and I can't tell us that a whole lot of people had fun. So, well, that's a mindset. So we got to bring the right mindset going forward.
Well, I used to always use the saying, "How do you feel when you win, and how do you feel when you lose, and how do you want to feel?" And that drives me every day in my life. If I go play in a golf tournament, I want to win a golf tournament. I'm probably not going to, but I'm going to try.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just that I can't take that anymore, and it's back to the hammer and the nail. Who am I going to be? And but again, you're dealing with really good kids. I mean, there's no question about that. Like I said, I was really surprised in our effort against Rolla, to be very frank, because McHenry, we played a good football game and played a good football team, and we're right there with them, and it was really a lot of positives. But they are human beings. You watched the Kansas City Chiefs last night; it was a disaster.
Yeah,
and
I wished I had their discount rate. And they were a little bit of an I watched that on my wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Starting quarterback out there too. All those guys.
I totally get it. And it's a tough game.
It is.
And one thing I think it is a game of momentum. And we really haven't had the opportunity to get the momentum early, really, in any of the ball games. I mean, we're in them. We've been in, like I said, we could be 4-1, but starting off, I think it's going to be big Saturday.
Yeah, no doubt. It's and that's something we emphasize, and even our practices, how we start the game, and and we'll continue to do that until we come out firing.
Yeah, well, you have to. That's all there is. Well, this is homecoming. How's it any different, real quickly, for homecoming and compared to any other game? High schools, it is tougher for the coach, to keep them focused and that type of thing. From a college coach's standpoint, what do you think? Does it really make that much difference? Is that how you prepare?
We have the same responsibility we have every Saturday, is go and give everything we have to win in that football game. That's our responsibility every Saturday. There's just going to be a little more excitement.
Well, hopefully we'll get a lot of fans here, because usually we've got great crowds for homecoming. I know, and you love the alumni coming back. It's part of what you do.
You bet.
And hopefully we'll get a great crowd. If it's like it's been the last 2 weeks and weather's like that, hopefully we will have a big crowd. Yep. And that game starts at 1, not at noon.
1 o'clock.
This Saturday. Of course, it's here at William Jewell, and I know we have a bunch of activities that's going to take place here to honor some of the alumni people in the Hall of Fame and some of the stuff you're going to talk about. And I know you really invite everybody to come back. So hopefully we'll have a big crowd. So again, stay with it. Hopefully this is the week. Quincy should be a good ball game.
Yeah.
I've been following Quincy in the paper, and it looks like everybody else in the league, and we've been very competitive in most situations in the league. So hopefully that'll continue. So again, we hope to see all the Cardinal fans out here on Saturday, 1 o'clock for homecoming, and that'll end this edition of Inside the Cardinal Playbook.